One of my favorite games in the past 3 years, as Marvel Rivals, and as far as what it has accomplished, gives me the same feeling as far as potential when it comes to longevity, similar to the other Marvel game, but on the mobile platforms, as far as Marvel Contest of Champions. But now, as far as console players like myself, I think they have a foundation laid. Of course, kudos to NetEase as far as developing the game, and ultimately the foundation laid gives it the possibility to have Marvel Contest of Champions type of success, but now for console. So with the high praise out of the way, I do want to point out this specific game is very intriguing to me, because if you've listened throughout the podcast, you know I'm a huge Marvel fanatic. As far as Marvel characters and everything MCU, everything comic book that, of course, came before the MCU, I was diving deep into a lot of different just Marvel stories and characters and overall behind the scenes creations, to the point where I would call myself a Marvel stan. So when this game comes out, and automatically, instantly, you see that this is essentially Overwatch for Marvel fans. Now, of course, NetEase would not like that comparison, as literally before this game came out and they had like a closed behind the scenes beta, and people started to put their first impressions out as far as the behind the scenes beta. Specifically in the contract, they had do not compare this game to other games in the same genre, right? I wonder what game they didn't want to get compared to, but here we are, because it's just blatant, plain as day, as far as Marvel Rivals literally just being Overwatch for Marvel fans, as the 6v6 is there, the ultimate hero abilities and ultimates are there, the map designs, which a lot of people in the community are starting to notice. There's a lot of reminiscent type of pathways that are in other Overwatch maps, but now you have way more popular IP to put these routes and high grounds and alleyways that only is pro strats to get the flank on the opposing team. But now, instead of a random Overwatch map, it's Asgard or it's Wakanda, right? The overall IP recognition is through the roof. It reminds me of what Multiverses could have did, but I would like to warn NetEase that Multiverses, I believe, could have been still popular today, but I don't know what happened. Actually, I do know what happened. As far as the bare bones of Multiverses, a lot of people just stopped playing the game, because when it initially came out, as far as Multiverses, people enjoyed it for what it was, but then they realized there's not much here. We can't really do too much besides play this one game mode or play against the computer. There really was no story mode. The training was bare bones, basically just giving you the overall basics of the mechanics. Literally, for Marvel Rivals, I think they have counteracted that type of fall off by having a website that details all the frame data as far as each and every character, having a very extensive training module where you get put on the map. There's multiple different areas where you can test out multiple different team up abilities. Maybe you want to try a healer, and one of the friendly robots are getting shot by the enemy robot in like one of the areas. So now you can practice healing. Like, it's all different situational positioning as far as the training map. That makes me understand that they really took their time as far as diving deep into giving the fans what they wanted, as far as a robust amount of options, as far as counteracting that fall off of having bare bones at the beginning, as far as a Multiverses, as far as a MK11. There's a lot of games that the initial gameplay loop, no matter how fun it is, if there's not enough behind the scenes to get people intrigued, they will stop playing it. And it seems like NetEase have been watching and taking notes, as this is the ultimate W for Marvel, because of course the MCU is not one, but my fault. So anyways, with that being said, of course I wanted to get into Marvel Rivals. Like I said, it's a 6v6 battle across various destructible environments. It's PvP, but also you can play against the computer, which I will tell y'all, if you're a new player playing Marvel Rivals, please play the computer first. Now, I have a squad that I play with, but I'm not trying to be with randoms. Like, imagine you need 1 or 2 randoms to run some games, right? Like, maybe the whole squad's not there one day and you need 1 or 2 randoms. I'm not trying to go into a match and basically have a rookie Spider-Man going all over the place, not knowing the settings. So now he's just swinging all over the place because he can't directly swing, right? You know, nerd stuff, but very, very frustrating. Which is why I like ranked at this point. But still, even the ranked randoms, you know, like a famous content creator once said, it's randoms, D-U-M-B-S. All right. So anyways, with that being said, of course, besides the free-to-play module, we also have 33 characters at launch, which seems like a lot because it is. It's so many characters, and most of them are DPS, which, God forbid, somebody chooses to play healer or tank. Because that never happens, right? So there's like a bunch of DPS characters, which basically, for people who don't know what that is, as far as damage characters in the video game. You have damage, you have tank, which, you know, can take more damage. And then, of course, you have healers, which, for me personally, having put 15 to 20 plus hours into the game, my favorite character currently is, of course, Spider-Man. Because I was going to get good at Spider-Man no matter what. So once I got proficient at using Spider-Man effectively, I branched over into the healing factor, you know what I mean? Because I realized nobody wanted to heal. So I was learning the healing characters. And Cloak and Dagger, I'm not going to lie to you, definitely grew on me. Now, as far as Dr. Umar's least favorite character in Marvel Rivals, I think we can confidently assume what that might be. Because Cloak and Dagger, let me tell you one thing, that character is phenomenal. I love playing Cloak and Dagger because it's 2 characters in one. So not only are you healing, but once you get good, you get to actually damage in ways that lets you play damage and healer and still be super effective. It's more of an 80-20 split though. But anyways, so with that being said, I enjoy Spider-Man. I've enjoyed Spider-Man as my DPS. I've enjoyed Cloak and Dagger as my healer. And then as far as for tank, my favorite tank currently, which it may change, but currently, I'm not going to lie to you, running people down with Captain America is super OP if you know what you're doing. There's no escaping Captain America if you're a healer and if that Cap knows what they're doing. Because if you're going to run away, Cap runs a 4 flat. Actually, he runs a 3 flat. I forgot, you know, the super soldier serum. You know what I'm saying? Can't compare him to regular humans, right? So Mr. 3 flat out here just hawking people down and you trying to get away from him, and he has unlimited sprint. So he's running after you, and then God forbid you create some distance. Now he's throwing your shield into a shield dash or a shield, what's it called? I think a shield dash or whatever, the shooting star, whatever they call it. And he's going to hit you with the shield, close all that distance, and now you're right back to being hawked down by Captain America. That man is phenomenal. And the whole time he's a tank and he's moving around like a DPS. So I love Captain America as far as a tank, and Spider-Man as far as DPS, just because that's my favorite character. So I'm so glad I was able to get good with him. He's actually not that difficult. He has like a 4 or 5 star rating as far as difficulty. But personally, you just got to learn combos. And then at that point, it's really just situational awareness. I'm so glad I found a game that I'm actually good at competitively as far as it involving shooting. Because let me tell you, every FPS game I struggle with. So as far as this game having specifically shooting characters I can completely torture and dominate, it brings joy to my heart. Because if somebody playing Punisher, I'm telling you, Cloak and Dagger, it's easy to pop a shield, and now your DPS is literally taking them out from a distance because they're just healing. You know what I mean? It's really nothing they can do after that. So where's I going with that? Obviously, I've enjoyed Marvel Rivals, right? So one of the things I wanted to get into was basically Overwatch coming out. Because if you don't know, Marvel Rivals has reached 20 million players shortly after launching. And basically, as far as Marvel Rivals, it reached over 10 million players within 72 hours of release. You know, this is Analytic Dreamz over here at Notorious Mass Effect. You already knew we was going to get into the analytics. As far as the overall platforms, if you look at it on Xbox, it's currently the 7th most played game. Yeah. So as far as, because sometimes they count bundles, so I try to take those out. So yeah, it's the 7th most played game on Xbox. And then as far No, it's the 7th most played game on PlayStation. And then as far as Xbox, I don't see it on the list at all. But you know, that's why I cover specific platforms. And then of course on Steam, it is the 5th most played game on Steam. So I'm not gonna lie to you. When it comes to Xbox not having any games, y'all having Marvel Rivals and choosing, as far as a majority, right? Choosing to play other games when this new IP, well, not new IP, but basically a new video game starring Marvel characters in an Overwatch setting. I'm not saying everybody and their mom has to play it, but as far as it not to be in the top 10 when it's the 7th most played game on PlayStation, the 5th most played game on Steam, you can see why a lot of gaming conversations center around PlayStation's dominance on the gaming console war, right? Because at the end of the day, we do want them to be competitive as far as Xbox and PlayStation. But with the most popular game out, everybody seems to be playing on PlayStation. So anyways, that was just a little side tidbit. So as far as Marvel Rivals, of course, DLC is soon to come. There's been a lot of leaks as far as Fantastic Four. Apparently Ultron is coming soon. He's going to be a healer from what I've heard. More of a strategist. That was the label used. So think of like a Loki. Loki's technically a healer, but he has a lot of different abilities for you to use on the battleground. So Ultron would probably be boosting and healing a lot of different enemies. A lot of different, as far as his teammates, he'll be healing them. And as far as the enemy, obviously he'll be damaging and then boosting the damage of his teammates. All right. So with that being said, I think there was something else I was wanting to get into. Or maybe that was it. So yeah, Marvel Rivals is definitely going to continue to dominate because it's really showing no sign of falling off. I mean, it just recently hit 20 million players. Everybody's seeming to love it. I love it. I mean, as far as finding time to play video games, isn't it funny how when a game is straight up fire that you will find time to play it? So with that being said, this game is phenomenal. NetEase, who developed this specific game, was receiving a lot of conspiracy theory type of narratives for the simple fact that they are a Chinese video game company. And a lot of people have their tinfoil hats on when it comes to that and the success of this game. But all I want to tell you is if NetEase out of China makes a phenomenal game, then that's just what it is. Like maybe if in the future reports come out that they've been abusing data as far as collecting data from the public. But as far as right now, I think all of this conspiracy theories, because this is a real thing. That's the only reason I'm addressing it. The overall conspiracy theory of NetEase being the devil because they're a Chinese company and they're going to steal all your data. That's a very interesting narrative when Meta exists that was created in America, right? So with that being said, NetEase also has a history of developing games, of course, for both mobile and PC platforms. The most popular developments were Naraka Blade Point and Knives Out. They developed that and they're known for collaborating with a lot of Western IPs, obviously bringing a unique perspective into the market, which we see how unique it is now. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Marvel Rivals is so fire. If it had its own TV show on Netflix, on Disney, we'll probably have to go to Disney Plus. It would sell like hotcakes because overall, the premise of every single character model in this video game is ultimately fantastic. Trying to see what else is, as far as I want to cover. As far as Marvel Rivals and the specific characters, obviously Jeff the Shark is the best character in the game by far. It's not even close. He swallows up everybody and spits them out of the map and kills the whole team. The only way you get around it is if, once again, you play like a cloak and dagger type character that if an ultimate happens, you can put a shield around your team, or you could just straight up block. As far as, I don't know, can Captain America block the Shark? I'm not sure. Anyways, the Shark is OP. That's all you need to know. Jeff the Shark is the most OP character in the game, and he's definitely getting a nerf because him swallowing up and spitting out everybody, and then he just takes out the whole team, that has to stop. As far as Scarlet Witch, I hear a lot of her being OP, but playing the game, her ult literally takes forever to go off, and you can either take her out or you could just run away. It's very easy. As far as Jeff's ultimate is very quick, and he swallows you up in a huge radius, so it's not as slow of a startup as Scarlet Witch's. But yeah, just the most popular character, the most OP character in the game, definitely Scarlet Witch. But this game emphasizes a lot of team up ability. So definitely run some team up comps as far as Captain America and Thor, as far as Magic and Black Panther, Spider-Man, Venom, and Penny Parker. There's a lot of different team ups in the game that gives you an extra ability, which is probably a game changer if you really think about it and you want to, you know, collaborate in picking your characters. Be like, all right, you're going to pick Captain America? Well, I'll probably go Thor to give you that extra ability. Or if you're going to, that's only if you're losing. Now, if you're winning, then, you know, it's really no problem. But overall, it definitely does help. So with that being said, the game did receive criticism about the kernel-level anti-cheat software because apparently the data security due to NetEase's Chinese origin. Once again, I told y'all this was a big deal. This was another tidbit that people were pointing out, that objectively speaking, there have been a lot of caught cheaters on Marvel Rivals. So they've been talking about criticism about the kernel-level anti-cheat software. So with that being said, I think that's pretty much it. You know, there's a lot coming for this game. The winter costumes, as far as the Winter Splash Festival, includes new 4v. Oh, there's a 4v4 mode coming. Wow, that's gonna be fire. And Christmas themed skins for Rocket Raccoon, Magic, Venom, and Groot. I've seen them. Venom's and Groot's outfit is gonna feed nations because those outfits are fire. With this being a free-to-play game, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have to spend something because I'm having too much enjoyment to play a game for free like this. I'm gonna have to spend at least something to just support the developers, because when a game is free to play and you see that they didn't give you a half, you know what type of effort, you have to support them, because these type of games don't come around too often. Usually free to play locks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters at launch so that it entices you to buy, you know, stuff on the game. Literally every single one of the 33 characters is available at launch. Imagine if it was another company, EA, developing this game. Man, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Captain America would have been locked at the start. You would have had at least spend $5. At least $10, $15 to unlock those characters. So with that being said, I think what NetEase has done as far as cultivating such a quality type of game for free, this is literally a let me chill. Once again, I am consumer friendly, so I'm not giving them any ideas. We appreciate the free content, but I will be supporting them by buying some skins. So yeah, that's basically it. What else? Marvel Rivals, like I said, is doing phenomenal as far as sales right now. Had 10 million players in the 72 hours of launch, and then now it's currently around it actually reached and surpassed the 20 million players achievement. And with that being said, this game is free to play on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. And yeah, I could talk about this game all day. So what I'm going to do is basically, trying to see if I can find this right quick. Okay, so basically I've been playing this game, right? So now we're getting into the portion of shameless plugs. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to, okay, part 3. Let's go to part. I don't know if this is going to play. It's probably not going to play. Oh, here it is. Okay. Well, it's Spotify, so it probably won't play. But anyways, let me just pull this up right quick just so y'all can see it. So, all right, so Analytic Dreamz video on Spotify to see the video along with the audio. Because basically I've been playing this game for quite some time at this point, and I've been putting it up on different platforms, obviously, so you can see right here. See, it's the video. So on Spotify, the reason why I plug this all the time, because it's the video. So as you can see, if I can move it over a little bit, as you can see right there, that's me. Right? So when you go to Analytic Dreamz videos on Spotify, you can watch it. You can watch the video along with the audio. And then as far as live, right? Because I do go live nowadays, and Twitter, Kick, Twitch, and both of my YouTube channels is what I'm currently going live on. And basically, to be notified when I go live, I would just follow my Twitter and click the bell icon to be notified when I go live, because that platform specifically is the best at sending out notifications, especially when you go live to your audience. It doesn't really pick and choose when to notify your audience like, some other platforms. But we ain't gonna say no names, right? So anyways, if you want to see me play this game in full, this is part 3. Obviously, there's other 2 parts, but I'm just showing you the latest one. And this is me playing with the homies, basically taking out So at the beginning, I'm like taking out the computer, you know, practicing a little bit, hop in with the homies, go against the competition, and you know, just dominate. You know what I mean? This is what we do. You know what I mean? So, anyways, that's basically it. Just a little shameless plug, cause yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, with that being said, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about one of the best games, in my opinion, of 2024? And ultimately, will you be giving this game a try? And if you have, who's your favorite character to play as?